Are you trying to learn Polish? Then you need to know this word. Trust me. I'll explain in just a minute. Okay, so let's say you're an English speaker and you see these words somewhere in a Polish text, maybe a sign, an advertisement, something like that. Now, you recognize these words and they mean what you think they mean. The words are also used in Polish and the meaning is the same. Now, this happens a lot, and we've all had that feeling of thinking that maybe we probably understand something because a few of the words make sense to us. But this can get complicated sometimes because of false friends. So false friends are words that you think you recognize and you think they mean what you think they mean, but they don't. And that is our focus here on this Polish language lesson. So false friends can be traps for beginners learning a new language, leading to confusion or maybe some funny situations that we'll talk about in just a moment. And I want to help out by looking at some of the common examples in Polish and English. So it's hard to put these words into categories. So let's just go through them randomly and explain each one. Let's start with a simple one, like a really simple one. So in Polish, no means yes. So if you see a Polish person in a conversation and he's nodding his head and saying no, 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 a little bit confusing at first until you understand that no means something like yeah, like yeah, I hear you. Like I'm confirming what you're saying. So it's like saying yeah, yeah, So no means yes. You know what it means if something is ordinary, right? Nothing special, nothing unusual. But if something is ordinarne, it's vulgar or gross. So be careful with that one. It's quite common to hear Poles describe someone as sympatyczny. So you're thinking, okay, he's sympathetic. Sympathetic to what exactly? No. Sympatyczny in Polish is like saying that someone is nice or likable. In Polish, you will often hear or read that something is aktualne. And so you're thinking, okay, it's actual, like real, like genuine, authentic, or what is that? No, aktualne means that something is valid or up to date, like a driver's license or dinner plans or something that is valid at this moment. How about some pasta? Everybody likes pasta, right? But in Polish, pasta is something that you brush your teeth with, paste. If you're talking about what's on the menu at an Italian restaurant, you're talking about macaron. How about wearing a dress? In Polish, this is a dress, a tracksuit. If you're talking about this, it's called a sukienka. How about a promotion? Well, it depends. If you're talking about a sale or a special price, it's the same word, basically, just spelled differently. But if you're talking about getting a promotion at work, like a higher position, then it's a false friend. And the Polish word for this is awans. Here's another English word that has one real friend and one false friend in Polish. Golf, the sport. Now, golf, the sport, is also called golf in Polish. But the Polish word for a turtleneck is also golf. So there's that. Gymnasium, like a place to work out or exercise, also has a false friend in Polish. But in Polish, slightly different spelling, it means middle school, which technically don't exist in Poland anymore, but that's a different subject maybe we'll talk about some other time. But if you're talking about this, the Polish word is siłownia. Okay, this one could be very important, so pay attention. The Polish word prezerwatywa does not mean what you think it probably means in English, preservative, like something you put in food to make it last longer. This is a prezerwatywa in Polish, so remember that one. You know, a lot of the words on my list here are actually false friends in lots of European languages when compared to English. And here's another one. Billion, the number, 1 followed by 9 zeros. Billion in Polish and in most European languages is 1 followed by 12 zeros, so trillion in English. So the English billion is the Polish trillion. The Polish word for 1 followed by 9 zeros is miliard with a D at the end. So remember that the next time you're asked to transfer $1 billion to a Polish company. Okay, the highlight of my day, maybe yours too. Let's talk about fart. Not farting, fart. So in Polish, fart means luck, right? So in English, we say someone is lucky. So that word is an adjective because it's describing them. In Polish, the expression is someone has luck, right? So it's a noun. Luck becomes a noun, so it's fart. Someone has fart. Yeah. And if you're ever looking for a great place to have dinner or play tennis, strangely, or have your wedding reception in Poznan, I can recommend a place that will be really popular with any English-speaking friends you might have. So, yeah, keep it in mind. And by the way, if you want to know what the Polish word for fart is, you can look it up yourself and send Google a really, really weird signal about you. Okay, let's move on from fart. How about hazard? Something dangerous, right? Something to be careful about. Hazard in Polish? Gambling. Lunatic. A crazy person. Lunatic. A sleepwalker. If you're an English speaker and you have this, it means you have some chest pains, right? Something associated with your heart. In Polish, if you have this, you have strep throat or tonsillitis. If you're an English speaker and you hear something about a recepta, you might think you need a recipe, instructions for how to make something to eat. But no, in Polish, this is the word for prescription, something you get from a doctor so you can get medicine. How about this one, right? A paragraph is a paragraph is a paragraph. But no, in Polish, paragraph is a block of text, but only in a legal context, like as part of a contract or something like that. A block of text, any place else in Polish, like in a book, for example, is akapit. And I have no idea why. Remember that I'm not picking on Poland here. There are false friends between almost any two languages, but this channel is about Poland. And so, if you want a cool false friend in another language, tell a German that you want to give him a gift for his birthday. Okay, I hope that helps. And I hope you can remember some of those if you're trying to learn Polish yourself. And congratulations, by the way. You survived the very first Polish language lesson here on Polsko po Angielsku. So please like and subscribe for more videos like this. And don't forget to subscribe to me on Facebook as well. Just search Polsko po Angielsku. Remember that this is an open source channel. Everybody is welcome to join. You message me on Facebook. Tell me what you want to talk about. I'll send you an invitation. I have a tool where we can conduct interviews remotely. The plan is to have lots of guests from all over Poland to talk about lots and lots of things. Again, access to the channel is strictly limited to anybody who wants to be on it. So follow me on Facebook, message me there, and maybe we can work something out. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time.